Hey, Cake family, Tiffany here. I'm a few minutes late today, getting Zoom up and going, but I'm here and I'm excited to talk to everybody. If you are watching or you tune in for the replay, please comment below and tell me how your 4th of July went. Say hi. Where did you celebrate your 4th of July? Hey, Tiffany. Today, I want to talk a little bit about freedom. I feel like that's super appropriate since we just celebrated the 4th of July. So I want to talk about like what freedom means to me now that I have jumped into starting my own bookkeeping business and how it's continued to make me feel free. For the last 6 years. So I wanna share that with you guys here in a little bit, but tell me what does freedom mean to you? Comment below and tell me how free you feel with your life. And if you could change something to make yourself feel a little bit more free in your life, what would that be? And how would that look like for you? I'm gonna start off by kind of just giving you guys a tour of the group and a tour of our program, because there's always so many new people that join our group every week. We have like around 250 people or more that join our group every single week. So I wanted to let you know a little bit about the group so you have an idea of how to get the most value out of it. But then we're going to definitely talk about some freedom. And Amy says, thank you for this topic. She's excited. Hi, Cindy. Good to see you. Hi, Miranda. Amy says, choose my own schedule. Awesome. I love it. I can't wait to get to that. Okay. Before I really dive into our freedom topic, let me move my chair. It keeps bumping me. Before I dive into our freedom topic, I want to just share a little bit about our group, who we are. My name's Tiffany Higgins. I founded this group in 2019, and we started coaching moms to learn the skill of bookkeeping and start their own virtual bookkeeping business so they can work from home on a flexible schedule and be there for their kids whenever they want and whenever they choose to, and have the money to do the things that they want to do with their kids. So they got to have their cake and eat it too. And many of our students, most of our students have no prior experience in bookkeeping or accounting, no prior experience owning a business, and they've been able to thrive in our program and thrive as a bookkeeping business owner. So we love sharing student success stories. There's a whole bunch on our website, and there's a whole bunch. If you click on the guides section of our Facebook group, you'll be able to click on Show Me Proof, and you'll be able to watch previous student testimonials over the last few months and see what you can expect for yourself. But a great place to start is our website, where we have our ebook. So let me share that with you real quick so that you guys can see what it looks like. Our website is www.stayatHomeBookkeeper.com. And if you go there, the very first thing that you will have an option to see is our ebooks. You can click here if you want to grab a copy. You can also look in the announcements section to see what other people think about the ebook. We have a post in there asking how this book has impacted your life. A lot of people say it's the best $6 they've ever spent. And it can be really eye-opening to compare what your current life looks like and what your life could look like if you start a bookkeeping business. It highlights my journey and talks a little bit about what it looked like for us and how you can get started as well. So grab a copy of that, the book from the website there. And then there's other things you can read on here about my family. We also have a ton of student reviews and a ton of the student success stories. So if you want to hear a little bit more about some of our students that have had really successful businesses and that have gone on to join the mastermind, build a team, and also become student mentors that now coach all of the other new students in our academy, you can read about that here. So it's really exciting to me to share this stuff because at some point in the game, we are going to turn this thing into a fantastic large, nationally and maybe globally recognized trade school. So it's really exciting for everyone to kind of get in on the ground floor of that and help us build out this amazing empire that also helps enhance the lives of everybody that's involved. So it's very, very heartwarming to be able to do this. But if you are totally new to the group and you're kind of curious, like, I don't even know what this means to be a bookkeeper, what would that mean for me financially? The book will explain a lot about that, but we also have the website here that can kind of show you how much money that you need to replace your current job, or how much money you need to cover all of your bills. And that'll translate into how many clients that you might need, and also how long it's going to take you to complete the work for those clients. So let's say that you need $5,000 a month to cover all of your household expenses. So if that's the case, then you only need about 10 clients, 10 super small clients, very small clients. We have some students in the academy that make that from like 2 clients. So it's definitely possible to have a lot less, but we show you how to keep it super simple, and you find 10 small, easy clients, and that'll bring you $5 grand a month with a bookkeeping business. And those clients will only take you between 10 and 16 hours a week to complete the work. And the 16 hours, the high range, that's usually just in the first couple of months when you're onboarding them, you're getting used to their purchasing habits and understanding their business from the inside. Once you hit like that 3-month mark, you're probably only going to spend 10 hours a week or maybe even less on those clients. So you will make $100 an hour or more working as a virtual self-employed bookkeeper and following our pricing guidelines about bundling your clients into fixed price packages that yield you $100 an hour. So it's really, really profitable and really, really exciting. And when you have that much extra time on your hands, as you can see, if you are willing to work 20 or 30 or 40 hours a week, you can make so much more. So you can easily make $25,000 a month working full time. And so that yields you about $250,000 a year in an annual salary without any employees. So it's pretty amazing, and you really can't do that at any corporate job. So very exciting. Just a real quick recap, there's a couple of ways that you can get started. So if you're totally brand new to the group, we have 3 different options for you. We have the bookkeeper course, the bookkeeper academy, and the elite mastermind. If you guys want to book a call with us, we love discussing these options with you and to help you determine exactly which one is going to be the best fit for you as well. So there's these 3, and I'm going to explain them to you as well. I'm going to move this over just to see if I need any. I have to answer any questions. Okay. And don't forget, while I'm going over this, please post in the comments, what does freedom look like for you? What would you pick in your life if you could choose something else to help you feel more free? What would need to change in your life to feel that way? I want to talk about that. Okay, so for the bookkeeping course, the very first column, this is a total do-it-yourself program. You get lifetime access to the bookkeeping course. It has everything you need to know to start your home-based bookkeeping business, even if you have no experience. It walks you through setting up your business, learning the basics. You even get a tutorial on how to do bookkeeping for an entire 12 months for a sample client. You learn how to do marketing. You learn how to enjoy the whole journey with your mindset. And you learn how to provide ongoing amazing service to your clients. So that includes talking to them in the beginning stages and interviewing them to make sure that they're a good fit, learning how to quote them, learning how to get an engagement letter signed, learning how to onboard them as a new client, complete any backup or cleanup work they have, do their ongoing monthly work, and then learning how to close out their books at the end of the year so that they're ready for tax time. That's all included in the course. Some people are able to take this information depending on their confidence level and their previous skill level and experience, and they can take this course and they can have a successful bookkeeping business with it. However, we found the majority of people actually thrive much better and are much more successful if they actually enroll in our Bookkeeper Academy, where we can lock arms with you for 12 full months, hold your hand through the whole process, and you're surrounded by a whole community of support. So sometimes when you're a business owner, you come across questions either from clients or just your own questions and how to operate your own business and how to do things in the most efficient manner that's going to make you the most money and have you be the most profitable while also maximizing the amount of time that you get to spend with your kids. Because we all know when you want to research something and you go to Google, sometimes it's a rabbit hole that never ends and it's a little overwhelming. We don't want you guys to have to do that. We don't want you to waste your time. Your kids are little only for a short time. So if your goal in starting a bookkeeping business is to be able to spend time with your kids, then the Bookkeeper Academy is going to be the best place for you, because we're going to help you streamline all of your efforts so you can speed to success, but maximize the amount of time that you get to spend with your kids. So in this academy, you get access to the bookkeeping course and all of our coursework actually for a lifetime. You also get 12 months of support from our team. 12 months is a lot. Most coaching companies do not offer this long of support. We offer a long amount of time because everybody's on a different timeline, and we know you are all juggling jobs and juggling kids and homeschooling and all that stuff. So we let you stay in the academy for 12 full months so that we can make sure that we can help you reach your goals no matter how busy you are and no matter what your timeline is. So you get a lot of support for a long time. We have weekly Zoom calls with our team where you can get on and ask any question around starting, operating, or growing your bookkeeping business, marketing, mindset, goal setting, quoting, pricing, talking to clients, sales, how to make sales feel comfortable for you, all that kind of stuff. We help with everything, including technical bookkeeping questions. And we even offer private one-on-one breakout rooms during some of these Zoom calls where you can actually share your screen and get like real guidance. Like, everything's been really easy and really smooth for me, but I'm stumped on this one question that my client has, and I can't figure out how to make it work in his books. And so we have private breakout rooms where you can actually get on there with one of our student mentors and share your screen and see exactly how to fix an issue or to change things or add things into their accounting software so that their financials are perfect. We also do free financial statement reviews for your clients, so we can review the work you've done, give you pointers and tips, and tell you all the things that you've done right, and give you that peace of mind knowing that you're providing excellent service to your clients, even if you've never done bookkeeping before in your life. So we really strive to help you learn the skill, but you get to learn it in the academy. You get to learn it while you're making money. So we really encourage you to go ahead and go through the program and start to get clients, even though you don't really know how to do much yet, because we offer unlimited one-on-one calls when you get your first client, and we walk you through everything. One-on-one, one step at a time. You do that step, you book your next call, we help you with that. It's really that easy. And once you go through that first client, you will feel extremely excited to keep moving forward and get the next client and the next client. And once you get 2 or 3 clients, you'll literally start to feel like a pro, because for the most part, the process is exactly the same for every business. So it's really, really exciting to be able to offer that and help students with that, because the best part is that you're going to start making money right away. So when you go to college and you get an accounting degree, then you have to go work for somebody and climb up the totem pole. Well, that's not how this works. It's reversed. So we want you to make money and learn as you go. So there really isn't any long learning period when you join the academy. It only takes about 7 to 10 days to get through our entire coursework and have your business set up and ready to go. And depending on how much time you have, if you've got a couple hours a day to work on it, you'll be ready for clients in under 2 weeks easily. And then from there, you can really start marketing and get clients right away and start making money as you go. So it's really exciting. There's not a really long cycle to get your return on investment for joining the academy. So we love to be able to help people in that fashion and get results immediately. Another thing that we love to do for you guys is customize your website. We designed a website and automated onboarding program for our students using a program called ClickFunnels. And we design it completely for you. As long as you pay for the ClickFunnels software, we will completely design your website if you join the Bookkeeper Academy as well. And our websites have actually started to win awards, which I'm really excited about. Through the ClickFunnels program, we've been recognized, and we're getting some awards for designing these funnels for people. And it's really, really exciting stuff. I got to be interviewed on ClickFunnels podcast last week, which was super exciting. And I'll keep you guys up to date on when that's going to be coming out. But we also get tons and tons of compliments from tax partners and other people in the accounting and tax field about how beautiful the websites are. So, and it's very easy, very hands-off. Usually can have your website done within a couple of days if you've got all of your information to us. So it's also super, super fast. We really try to exceed expectations in the Academy and blow people away when they join our program, all throughout the entire process, in addition to just having a vehicle to completely transform your life into something that you absolutely love. So we have that Bookkeeper Academy, our most popular package. Then we also have the Elite Mastermind. So if you join the Elite Mastermind, you get the bookkeeping course for free, but you also get the Bookkeeper Academy as well. But our Elite Mastermind helps you take your skills and your knowledge to the next level. And you get to learn how to be a CEO and transform your bookkeeping business into what I like to call your ideal life machine. So you can start building that empire. You can start building a team to help you with the work so that you can focus more on sales, marketing, business development, and start making your bookkeeping business even more passive. So as I mentioned, bookkeepers are going to make $100 an hour or more as a solopreneur bookkeeping business owner. But if you decide to start building a team, the hourly rate options are endless. So just as an example, I have 2 people in my mastermind right now that have been so gracious to track their time so that we have some results to share with you. Kaylee went from making $17 an hour as a pharmacy technician to $100 an hour as a bookkeeping business owner to now making over $340 an hour as a CEO of her bookkeeping business. And now she has built a team that handles the majority of her bookkeeping work. She works less than 20 hours a week, makes about $340 an hour on the actual bookkeeping work. And all she does, she spends her extra time on marketing and sales and spending time with her kids. So when her second baby comes next month, she's going to be able to just kind of turn off her sales and marketing and scoot along, maybe working 5 to 10 hours a week and on her bookkeeping business and not miss a beat, and actually makes more money than her husband does working full-time in construction now. So very exciting, very life-changing. I'm not saying that you're not going to have to put in some work on the front end, but it is absolutely worth it and gives you, like I said, and like we'll talk about, so much freedom in your life to make some choices, change things up, and live the life that you want to live. Megan also is in our mastermind, and she is currently making about $240 an hour right now on the clients that she outsources. So it's amazing. And of course, as you get better and better at outsourcing and you get more efficient with your team, that hourly rate goes up and up from there. So for those of you that are in the group making $15 to $20 an hour, it might sound like, I don't know, this sounds a little too good to be true, but it's not. And it's actually something that happens to the majority of people that join the Academy. So it's actually very typical results. You know, normally when you see these things like on weight loss commercials and they're like, results aren't typical. Well, it's kind of the opposite with this. These results are very typical, and it's what most people are seeing when they start their bookkeeping business. So if you guys have questions on this stuff too, I see some questions coming in. I'm going to get to those here in a minute, but keep them coming because I love these lives to be super interactive and I love to answer lots of questions. So if you are curious and you want to book a discovery call, and we love to talk with you guys, they're free discovery calls. You can book one with us and get all your questions answered around how this would look like for you and which program is right for you. Go ahead and book a call, and we'd love to talk with you. Okay, so now that I kind of went through the basic information, if you guys have questions on that, let me know. And I'm going to look at some of the questions that we've got already, and then I'm going to talk a little bit more about freedom. So if you are just tuning in, comment below on what the most important part of your lifestyle is to you. Like, where would you like to see some more aspects where you could feel more free? Do you want to take more vacations? Do you want to be able to just decide when you want to work? Maybe some of you want to sleep in. I know one of the best things for me is being able to sleep in. Okay, before I get to all those cool things, I'm going to check out the comments here. So Amy Ray wants to choose her own schedule. I love that. Choose her own schedule. I'm going to save this comment. This is great. Okay, let's see. Thanks for tagging some people. If you guys know anyone else that might need to see this, definitely tag them. I appreciate you guys doing that. Let's see. What else do we got? And then Tiffany, she's our community manager. Tiffany Ware, she posted the post where you can go to see the reviews of our book and what other students have said about our ebook. Miranda says, it's exciting and there's always more to learn, so I plan on coming to these as much as I can. Yeah, absolutely. We love it when you guys tune in. It's awesome. The link to book a call is also listed below, so if you want to click on that link and book a call with us, we'd love to chat with you. Is there an example of what the websites look like? Yes, that's awesome. I am actually working on adding all of the students' websites to our website. So we are constantly looking for marketing for our students. So we will be adding them all to our website soon. But if there's any students that are watching right now, if you guys want to share your website, if you have used our ClickFunnels and our website design, that would be awesome if you guys want to share that. Or Ricky and Becca, if you guys are tuning in, if you've got a couple of links of sites that you've designed, post them and I'll share them. Eileen wants to know, what are the overhead costs of starting a bookkeeping business? This is a great question. There are very few overhead costs, which is really exciting because a bookkeeping business is one of the, like, Forbes ranked it like in the top 3 most profitable businesses to start. I think it ranked number 1 actually, because there is very, very low overhead. So the only thing that you really need to get started is a computer. You're going to need Excel on your computer most likely, and you need internet. So those are the main things that you need to get started. Once you decide you want to start your business, you're probably going to need to purchase a domain, which is super inexpensive, like $3 sometimes, depending on what your domain is. So that way you can set up an email address, which the email addresses can be as little as $6 a month. And then you will probably need to get your LLC set up. And it depends on what state you're in. They range from $50 to $800 if you're like in California and New York. So that's a little bit different. It's not something that has to be done right away, but we do encourage it. And then once you get your first client, we do encourage that you get errors and omissions insurance, which usually is about between $20 and $40 a month. But that's something that you won't have to do until you get your first client. But the cool thing about it too is that all of those costs added together are even less, much less. It's like a third of the cost of a monthly client. Like one client will yield you between $300 to $500 a month typically. So all of those costs are less than one client, which is amazing. Now, there's always more things that you can do in your business if you want to, but they're not necessarily needed. So that's what you can expect to get started. I grew my business with the bare minimum like that as well, because I quit my job when I started my bookkeeping business. So we were really tight and working off of one income. And I just did the bare minimum. And even doing the bare minimum, guys, I was able to find enough clients and grow my business to the point that my husband quit his job in 7 months because I could cover all of our household income or all of our household expenses. So even at the bare minimum of overhead costs, we were still able to make it so super profitable that neither one of us had to work. So that's another freedom that I'm going to jot down here to talk to you guys about in a minute. Having my husband around all the time. Let's see. Iris says, is there an option to split up the payments for the course? We currently don't offer any kind of payment plans on any of our programs. However, we do partner with a bunch of different funding specialists. We currently use a program called upstart.com. And if you go there and apply, a lot of times you are approved and get your money within a couple of days, which is really great. However, if you're considering doing this in any fashion, even if you're thinking about going with the do-it-yourself course, I would highly recommend hopping on a call with us just to make sure that it's the right fit for you, especially if you're going to apply for funding or financing in order to start this business. You'll want to make sure that you get the right amount, and that way you're not prohibited from applying a second time if you need more funds. So Iris, I definitely would encourage you to book a call with us just to make sure that it's the right fit, that the bookkeeping course is the right fit for you. We don't have any like super high pressure on our calls. It's just a bunch of really awesome ladies that help you determine exactly what you want in life and give you clarity around which program is going to be best for you. And if it makes sense, we will invite you into the academy or the mastermind. And if it doesn't, we'll also let you know that as well. So nothing to lose there. If you want to book a call with us, we would love to chat with you. And Tiffany tagged a bunch of people that have discovery calls with our dream coaches soon. We call them dream coaches because they really help you learn how you can live the life of your dreams. So yeah, if you guys are going to be having a call soon, we'd love to answer questions that you might have. And Tiffany's going to also post some examples of some websites that we've done. Okay, Vanessa says more time to spend with family. Awesome. I'm going to put that down. Let's see, what else do we got? Lynette says she wants to choose her own schedule and how much she works. Okay, Amy says, I want to get up after 7 a.m. and I want to work up at my cottage when I want. And I also want time to volunteer. Awesome. This is great. Okay, so let's kind of start talking a little bit about this freedom stuff, and then I will answer the questions that are coming in. So if you're just tuning in, comment below the different things that will make your life feel like you have more freedom. What are some things that are important to you? And then also, if you have any specific questions for me, I'm here for another 30 minutes. So ask away. I love to answer any questions that you guys have. We are totally transparent, and we will let you know anything that you want to know about this, this opportunity. So Amy again said that she wants to choose her own schedule. This one is such a great bonus of having your business. And sometimes I take it for granted, I'm not going to lie, but I love it so much because now, and it's especially great when you have little kids, because how many of you don't get to sleep at night? Me. Like, it's amazing that if you have little kids and you know, like when I had twins, I had the twins when I was still operating my bookkeeping business, and I was nursing both of them. And I needed to have the most flexible schedule that you could possibly imagine with that. You know, I couldn't just rigidly sit down from 8 to 5 and not nurse my twins during that time frame, or I would have been like in major pain. So being able to set my own schedule around that, sometimes I worked at 3 o'clock in the morning. But now that things have settled down and our twins are like almost 4 now, so it's a little bit easier, but they still wake up at night. My 6-year-old still wakes up at night. It's hard to get everybody in bed. We usually don't go to bed till like 11 o'clock at night. Sometimes it's later. I don't like to set my alarm. I love to sleep in. I just want to get up whenever I naturally wake up and start my day. So I very, very rarely ever have calls before 10 or 11 o'clock every day. And I love that so much because I can choose to get up early and sit in peace and quiet, or I can choose to sleep in and I never have to worry about setting my alarm. So choosing your own schedule is so freeing. It's the most ultimate freedom. It also helps whenever you want to go travel. We traveled around in our RV for like 4 weeks when we were waiting for our home loan to close. And that was a very flexible schedule. I worked all sorts of different hours and different times of the day. My mom actually helps me with the kids during the day, and she runs her own bookkeeping business in the evening, or she has a big long day that she does on Mondays, and she works all day on Monday, and the rest of the week she helps me with the kids and does her little bit of work here and there at night. So it's very, very flexible to be able to have your own schedule when you have your bookkeeping business. Super awesome. And I love, Amy, I love your comment about wanting to get up after 7 a.m. and be able to do whatever you want in the morning and then be able to work on your business. And, you know, the other cool thing, what you said too about volunteering, if you have a heart to volunteer, that is amazing. And if you want to have time to do that and you have your bookkeeping business, another cool thing to do is to wear a t-shirt that has your bookkeeping business logo on the back while you're volunteering. And then not only are you volunteering, but you're also letting people know, other people that might be there that are probably also business owners, that you can help them in other ways, not just volunteering, but also helping them keep their financials in order and giving them peace of mind around their business and where it stands. So it's really cool because you can also use all of those things as fun networking opportunities as well as you get to know more and more people. Let's see. So I also made a note of having my husband around. So for some of you, not getting to see your husband because you both work separate jobs outside of the house, or maybe you're home and your husband's gone for 12 hours. For us, that's how it was. He left the house about 6:30 in the morning, drove to downtown Kansas City, worked his like 8 or 9 hours, had a lunch break that he was stuck there. Then he had to fight traffic coming back home. And oftentimes it was like 6 or 6:30 when he got home. So it was basically 12 hours every day that we didn't see him. And you know, it kind of sucked when we were first married, but then when we had our third kid, which was our first kid together, it sucked a lot because then he wasn't even hardly seeing her. And I would have to try to arrange her naps so that way she would at least be awake when he got home and he would get a couple hours with her at night. And that was real deflating and depressing for him. So for him to have the ability to be able to be home and watch his kids with every single milestone and watch them grow, watch them take steps, all that kind of stuff has been just the most amount of freedom that you could possibly ever think of, especially for a dad who wants to be super involved with their kids. So that was a huge perk to me. I love it too, because if my husband and I have the chance to have my mom watch the kids so we can like go out on a day date, we can do that anytime. We can do it anytime, which is great. We don't have to wait for prime time, you know, Friday night or Saturday night and go out. So we can go out anytime, which is awesome. Let's see, someone said more time to spend with your family. And this is exactly true as well. The whole reason I started a bookkeeping business was so I could spend more time with my family. And I'm so blessed that I get to, even when I have days where I work a lot, I can take breaks at any time and go out and have lunch with them, or sit down and watch Paw Patrol for 15 minutes, or sit on the floor and play trains. Sometimes I don't want to do that, but I'm glad that I can. I'm glad I have the freedom to choose if I want to do that or not. And also having them, if something happens, they can come right into my bedroom where I have my office set up and get me at any time. I don't have to worry about them being at daycare or someone else raising them. So, you know, if they fall down and get hurt and they want a hug from me, I'm right here. I can totally stop working and go give them a hug. So it's really, really awesome to be able to spend that time with your family, but to just be there for them when they need you. Okay. These are such great comments. Callie says, if we join the academy, is there still additional monthly costs? So like I mentioned a little bit earlier with the overhead fees, there are very little things, but this is your business. So you are going to have some costs associated with running your business. Like you're going to need your email address. You're going to need errors and omissions insurance afterwards, and you can go back and watch the replay where I talk about this a little bit. The only other cost that I didn't really mention is that If you decide to have us design your website, then the ClickFunnels program to keep it housed in is $97 a month. So it's optional, but that would be an additional monthly cost. But as far as support that you're going to get in the academy, all of the support is included in the one-time investment. So we would not be asking you to pay us anything else unless you decide to upgrade and join the mastermind. So we have, Jessica, we have multiple levels, different levels, and we can discuss which one's going to be the best for you and go over the terms and the investment on the call. So if you want to book a call with us, we'd be happy to go over all of that in detail. Eileen says, what are the common mistakes people make when they start their bookkeeping business? Oh, wow. This is a great question, Eileen. I don't get asked this very often, but some of the common mistakes that I see are number one, letting fear keep you from taking action. Okay, so this is a huge one that I see a lot. Number one is fear. Everyone is scared to do this. It doesn't matter if you have a CPA license, 10 years experience in accounting, 20 years experience with QuickBooks Online, and a whole family of entrepreneurs behind you. You're still scared to do this. But taking action in spite of the fear is what really helps you transform your life. For all the students that join the academy, most of them have never done bookkeeping before. So of course they are scared to launch. They are scared to do this. They feel like an imposter, but everyone feels that way. Even if you do have some qualifications, even if you do have some experience, it doesn't really matter because it's very common to put yourself out there. You're going to feel a little scared. You're going to be out of your comfort zone a little bit. But the most successful students and the most successful business owners in general are the ones that still take one step forward in spite of that fear. Acknowledge that it's there, but then just take a step forward. And you also just have to have a little bit of blind faith that the process works, and you got to follow the steps, and you have to be consistent. So when you're not consistent with the steps that we teach, especially when it comes to marketing, that can be a mistake that people make, giving up on a process too fast. So you want to be consistent. You want to keep doing it, even if it doesn't seem like it's working. This is a hard lesson for people to learn. And it's hard for me when it comes to like weight loss, for example. I am really working on healthier habits, healthier eating, getting back down to a healthier weight after having 5 kids. And the thing that I realize that you have to do is you just have to keep being consistent. You have to have that grit to keep going forward, even though you're not necessarily seeing results yet. And I promise if you do that, same with weight loss, same with marketing and growing a business, if you keep taking those steps forward, even if you're not feeling like it's doing anything, then one day, all of a sudden, you step on the scale and you've lost 10 pounds. Or you look up one day and you have 5 leads, 3 people book discovery calls, and 1 person's already signing up. So it's really awesome and really exciting, but the people that aren't consistent, they tend to struggle a little bit more. So you got to be consistent. You got to have grit. You got to keep taking action in spite of your fear. So those are the common mistakes that people start when they make their bookkeeping business. And one other one I could talk about is pricing and undervaluing yourself. So in the academy, we support you a lot around pricing. We don't want you to get a whole bunch of teeny tiny clients that don't pay you very much, because every client takes a certain level of headspace to deal with them. So you need to price correctly. So having support around pricing, having somebody there that says, no, it's worth this. You definitely need to put your foot down and make sure this is what you get, because otherwise you're going to regret it because you're going to work way too hard. So that's usually what we see. And people doing it on their own tend to undervalue themselves a lot because they don't have that support and encouragement around actually charging the price that they're worth. So in the academy, we really help a lot with that, but that's a very common mistake I see people make in the beginning as well. Tiffany Ware posted a couple of different sites for people's websites that we designed, so you guys can check those out. Jessica says, come February, I'll have 2 under 2, and I'd love to not need a babysitter. Absolutely, especially once you have 2 kids, it's like there goes all of your money. So that's what happened to me. I had my third child. I started to pay a nanny because I just couldn't do a daycare. And then almost my entire check was going to pay for the nanny. So it just didn't even make any sense. But then when I started to work from home, I made more money than I ever did at my corporate job. And on top of that, I didn't have to pay a nanny. So it was fantastic. So Jessica, definitely book us a call, because it would be really awesome to go ahead and get started on this business and have a set number of clients in place before that baby comes. It'll give you so much peace of mind to be able to relax. Yeah. Oh, here's another great freedom that I wanted to share with you guys. Freedom from a budget. How many of you guys budget? How many of you guys have like a set amount of money that you get every month and you allocate those to your fixed bills, rent, car payment, and then you have this much left over for groceries and spending and fun stuff? This is how I used to live my life. Once I started my bookkeeping business, that all changed. I had so much freedom because now my world was filled with abundance of money. And when you realize that you have no limit to the kind of money that you can bring in, it gives you so much freedom in that arena. And one of the things that I was so excited to spend my money on when my twins were born is a postpartum doula. Having somebody come into my house that helped me after my C-section, helped me with the twins, taught me how to successfully breastfeed twins. I was able to do that for 2 years. But had I not been a business owner and been in a situation where I wasn't always budgeting, I wouldn't have been able to hire someone like that to help me. And it's really freeing to not have to have all the responsibility of doing all of that stuff yourself. So now, like fast forward like 6 years, I actually pay someone to do our lawn. I pay someone to take care of our pool. I pay someone to clean our house. I pay someone to cook for us. So it's really awesome. And that's super freeing to kind of like live a lifestyle like a movie star. I mean, that's exciting stuff. And these kind of services aren't that expensive, but a traditional person working a traditional job can't afford those little extra things, and wouldn't want to, because it takes away from your opportunity to have vacation and stuff like that. But once you start making money with your bookkeeping business and you see how unlimited it is, you have so much freedom to be able to spend money on anything that you want. Audrey says, being home with my daughter is a must. I'm so excited to get started. We are so excited too. I'm really excited for you, girl. Let's see. Mariana says, I want to choose my own schedule so I can travel the world with my kids and still generate income. This is awesome. Flexibility to travel and vacation. I know that's really important to a lot of you guys. And it is so easy to do when you have a bookkeeping business. To celebrate my first 12 months in business as a bookkeeping business owner, I went out and I bought a brand new Honda Odyssey, and we loaded it up with my whole family, and we took a 16-day vacation across the country. We hiked in the mountains in Colorado, and we stayed at the beach in California, and we went to the Grand Canyon, and it was so much fun, and the longest vacation I had ever taken in my life up to that point. And the whole time, I just had my laptop and was able to do a little bit of bookkeeping here and there just to spot check. And when I got back, I caught up on all the work that I missed while I was gone. And it was perfect. And the flexibility to be able to do that anytime you want, work from the road if you need to, or push it off a little bit to do when you get back. It was perfectly great. And to be able to do that and not worry about money is even better. So that is super awesome. You guys will love that perk. Nicole says, I have a newborn. I love being able to work from home. Yes, absolutely. Having the ability to be there all the time when your baby needs you that's freedom as well. It can feel restrictive, but I think it's worse to feel like you can't be with them when you want to and when they need you. So freedom to be with your kids anytime that you want to and anytime that they need you, that is real freedom. That is real freedom. Audrey says, How do you go about choosing your business name? Yeah, you know, like this can be sometimes a little bit stressful for people, but make it a fun process. I really enjoyed the process and I wanted my business name to kind of mean something. But also too, Audrey, once you get into the program, into the coursework, I have a whole video that talks all about this, but just make it fun. Think about how you want to help people. Think about your background and experience and your life, and you'll come up with a really good name that means something to you, but that you're excited to share. So when I had my bookkeeping business, it was called Cloud9 Tax and Accounting Services, because I wanted my clients to feel like they were on Cloud9, but also because I was on Cloud9 living this new life as a business owner. So it really meant a lot to me. Dana says, I hear about having a particular niche is helpful. I understand that and would like to have a niche too. How much longer do you feel like it would take me to build my business doing this if I have the grit to market consistently? Great question, Dana. I personally feel like in the beginning you can have a niche, but be open to also helping other industries. It's a lot easier to grow a lot faster if you're willing to take on a very different amount of industries and different amount of people. Sometimes you never really know who's going to knock on your door, and sometimes a niche picks you, to be honest. So a lot of people in the academy have realized that they ended up just working with a certain industry because they just kept coming across those people. So I would really just focus on marketing in general. It doesn't take that many clients to really start to see a drastic change in your life. And then once you've gotten that and you've felt that, then focusing on maybe targeting a niche or going after them would be great. But I really find that for myself and for the students in the academy, just being a generalist has worked really, really well in helping you reach your goals and reach your life. So I personally prefer that. And if you have a grit to market consistently, you can actually start getting clients within the first month. I have a lot of students that have, they get at least 2 or 3 clients in the first month. Some students, it can take like 90 days to get a client, but then after that, it starts snowballing like crazy because they've been consistent with their marketing. So when that first or second client starts to poke their head, it could be anywhere in the first 90 days. But if you consistently keep marketing, it'll start snowballing like crazy from there. So just have that grit, and we can help keep you accountable, help make sure that you're actually doing effective marketing, things that are really going to bring you good clients. We can help you with that in the academy, Dana. Jennifer says, I just want to be able to spend time with my kids and not worry about which bills aren't getting paid this month. Can't afford to take more than a day off a pay period. Had to call off today due to a toothache and going to the dentist today. At least if I'm at home, I could work when I felt like it. Yes, so many things, Jennifer, that you just mentioned right there, that once you do this, once you take the leap, none of those things are problems anymore. I can relate to all of that about which bills are getting paid this month. When my older 2 kids were little and we were trying to struggle living off of one income because I really wanted to stay home with them and I didn't know how to do a bookkeeping business at that time, we would get down to 2 cents in our checking account for like a week before payday. I can totally relate to that. I've had to file bankruptcy and be on food stamps in my life. I was actually on food stamps 11 years ago. And now look how far I've come in such a short time. But this is actually one of the things that really got us to where we were, was stepping out and taking that first step and starting that bookkeeping business, realizing that working for somebody else is always just going to make us feel stuck. We're just going to be stuck, trapped, and imprisoned as a W-2 employee working for somebody else. So we just decided to take a risk and take a step out to do this. And then once you realize that, it doesn't take long before you've got enough clients that cover all of your bills. And then you add a few more clients and now you've got this huge buffer. And it's really great. You can choose to do whatever you want with that extra money. You can save it back. For a while, I had a whole year's worth of my mortgage payment saved back into an account. So I didn't have to worry about that. And it was always there as a buffer. I never, ever have to ask permission to go to the doctor, take a day off. All I have to do is rearrange my calendar, make sure I don't have any appointments on there, make sure the clients don't need anything that specific day, and I can take the whole day off. And you don't even have to ask anybody's permission, which I think that's freeing. That's really freeing too. And then when you do take a day off, you're also not missing out on money. You don't get docked pay because you take a day off, because your clients are paying you a fixed price every month just to get the job done. It doesn't matter if it only takes you one day to do it and you do it at the last day of the month versus spreading it out equally over each week. So you can take those days off whenever you want, and also paying for stuff like that. Like, I even know Robin in our support group. She's now graduated our academy and has come back, and she does a lot of coaching in our academy now. And she posted, I think it was last month, that she had to go in and get dental work, and it was like over $1,000. But you know what? It was no sweat off her back, because literally that same week she had new clients that paid her $1,800. So it was like super easy for her to pay for that dental work, and it didn't even hit their budget whatsoever. They didn't even feel the effect of it, which is another freeing thing to have when you have a bookkeeping business. Krista said, I just signed up and I'm so excited. Can't wait to get started. Awesome. Congratulations, Krista. Yay. I'm super excited for you. Let's see. Asima, is Craigslist still a good way to market your business? Any suggestions as to what to actually write in the ad? I think Craigslist could be something that you could get business from. Yes, I don't think I would necessarily. You could try to write an ad. There's a couple of people that have had success with Craigslist in our academy. You could try to write an ad, but probably what would be most effective is actually looking for people that are trying to hire for bookkeeping positions and reaching out to them to see if they would consider talking to you about your virtual bookkeeping services instead. So those people are already actually looking for it. So they might be more open to talking to you about it. So these were such great questions, guys. And I loved hearing about all the things that you are dreaming about more freedom in your lives. And all of these things have been completely solved by having a bookkeeping business. So literally it's the true freedom. A lot of people feel like that it's safer to have a desk W-2 job working as an employee for somebody, but it's actually not. And it's safer and more freeing to have your own business instead. So the opportunities are endless, and we are here to help you and guide you. So with that, I will let you guys get back to your day. Don't forget that we are here every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central Time to answer any of your questions. And if you want to book a call, please click the link and book a call with us. We would love to chat. If you want to get on our email list and you're not already getting our emails, please comment email below. And if you want to have text reminders every time we go live, comment text below and we'll reach out to you and we'll get you added to our list. All right, and you are very welcome for all of the gold nuggets on this live, Asima, and I will talk to you guys all next week. Have a great week, and I hope you all had a great 4th of July. Bye, guys.